my beauties. How are you? I think we are live. Just waiting a little moment. The Yep, we're live. We are going to give Facebook a little bit of time just to click on over and let me see that we are live. We've got dreadful weather here today, so internet connections are not fabulous. My voice has been not heard on some streams, so I'll wait for a little bit longer, probably about a minute, and then I will get started on today's conversation in our beautiful group, Creating Abundance with Style, and our Frumpy to Fabulous Challenge. Now, who's enjoying the challenge? I'd love to hear your comments or see your comments, hashtag replay, or yeah, loving the lives, whatever comes up for you, and whatever is kind of making you think a little bit more about you and how you present yourself to others, all of those things. So I've just been in another group this morning, and we were discussing about the feminine embodiment. And it's interesting when we just start discussing all things feminine that we think of girly and pretty and sexy models and all of that type of thing. So what I am going to discuss today is all around beauty, style, and your clothes. So we're going to give that a little bit of a discussion. And my first topic today is beauty and how do you see beauty, but also my I guess my opinion about beauty is that all women are beautiful, and this has been part of my business model, if you like, is that every woman has an inner beauty and an outer beauty, and what we are reflecting outwards to others, whether that is this persona of aloofness, or whether this is a loving, warm, caring, spiritual person. Beauty is all forms, and I believe that each and every woman has their own inner beauty, and there are reasons why we take care of ourselves, or we don't take care of ourselves as women. We allow that negativity, or those self-doubts, those talks that we have, those conversations that we have with ourselves to reflect inward or outward. So I'm going to talk about our emotions, and a lot today is around emotions, and how we feel about ourselves, how we present ourselves out there in the community. So I'd like to ask you, do you feel confident? Do you feel attractive? Do you feel sexy? How do you feel about your body as a woman? And I know that many of us, during our teenage years, or even prior to our teenage years, we have put some pretty big expectations on ourselves. We've gone from dieting to, losing lots of weight. I know I was one of those people that, I was very tall. I was never, well, one of my friends actually said it to me the other day, you were quite chubby. But the exact opposite to that is that I was a big person. I was 5'7", I think, at high school, and I only went to high school till grade 10. And I was bigger, much bigger than a lot of the other children that were teenagers at the time. As a teenager, you're either very tall, and I actually wasn't quite chubby, I was just a big person. So it's all of these I guess, ideas and thoughts that we have that we carry, and we carry them through our lives, and they impact on how we see ourselves as individuals. So, what I am going to talk about, I guess, today is that when we look in a wardrobe, a lot of those feelings and those fears and those emotions are connected to our clothing. So, a lot of women's wardrobes that I look at, there's a snapshot of how they're feeling. So, there's, the safe, comfortable clothing, there is the sexy, attractive clothing, and then there's that, that other more playful, that adventurous soul that's there as well. So I see that in a wardrobe. And it's interesting when I talk and discuss this with women, they have an item of clothing that they go, I just don't know why I bought that. I've got no idea. It's not my style. But what is your style? Is there a particular style that you're after, or is there a creativity in who you are? A lot of us, I guess, come from this creative path, and then we become more structured. We abide by the community's boundaries. We don't step out of those boundaries. We don't dress, in a particular way because we might be looked upon as being a little bit different. So what I like to encourage women to do is really step out of those boundaries and really embrace, the abundance that's out there, and the abundance that's in your wardrobe. Your wardrobe has so many opportunities. Women have a sixth sense, and I've said this before in my lives. Women have a sixth sense when it comes to their style. And was discussing stuff this morning and yesterday with a friend, and when I fit into that, and I kind of hear that word, and it almost tells me that they're thinking they're not good enough, and it makes me sad because they're just amazing, amazing people. If you're wanting to change, you have to change the way you feel about yourself first. The story that you're telling yourself, that self love, that self care, all of those messages need to be very, very positive when we're talking to ourselves. So being very mindful of the voice that and how we talk to ourselves and how we reflect that conversation. Whether it's you're saying to yourself you're not good enough, or whether you're saying, when I get skinnier, I'll change my wardrobe. All of those things send subliminal messages to you as an individual, that you're possibly, not good enough, or that you're judging yourself. So I like to work with a woman's wardrobe right now, right this minute, and I look at the wardrobe, and I think, now, what can we do with this wardrobe? How can we use all of these amazing clothes that are in this wardrobe? Because what happens with wardrobes is we have lots of energy blocks, and how I describe an energy block is that you take a piece of clothing out of your wardrobe and you put it on, you wear it, and then you put it in the wash. So then after you've washed it, ironed it, you put it back into your wardrobe. So that energy is flowing. You've got it coming out, going back in, coming out, going back in. When you have blockages in the wardrobe, you have these garments or these clothes that are not being moved at all. They're just sitting there. So these are those energy blocks. So what we need to try and do as women, as individuals, is grab something from each. Hello, my beautiful Steph. We need to grab a garment from here, a garment from there, and we need to change it up. There's nothing to say that you can't wear sequins during the day. There's nothing to say that you can't wear a jacket during the day, you know, like a business jacket. There's nothing to say that you can't wear a skirt with tights during the day. You know, we have a tendency in Australia to wear jeans and t-shirts in winter. But there's nothing to say that you can't wear a skirt over the top of your jeans and still feel $1,000,000. So, and put a pair of riding boots on like the beautiful Steph would do, and just change it up. Uh, the key is to use all of your all of your items in the wardrobe, and then go through and make sure you haven't got double ups. Double ups are the key. What happens is we have a lot of double ups, all of the same style, different color, and we're expecting to look different each time. What I encourage you to do is look at the clothes that have got lots of double ups. Even though it's comfortable, why do you need, you know, three of that particular style? One of that style is enough, and unless it's like a branding or maybe, you know, it's a specific style that you use, you know, in summer, something like that. But being, you know, like I'm talking about jackets, you know, why do you need a dozen jackets all in different colors? You know, be more specific about the color that you truly desire, truly love, and you know, sell off the rest of them. You don't really need all of those jackets. And do you have a system? So systems are awesome for clothing, and get yourself a system. You know, I said it to you the other day. Uh, when you can't, like this morning, I was going to put a top on and I noticed I had a grease mark. So that's gone straight into the wash, because if there's any marks, any flaws in your garments, they probably either need to become house clothes or they need to go to the bargain shop for someone else. So these are a couple of things that I ask clients when they're looking at their wardrobes, and when we're talking about emotions, you know, I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to lose some weight and then I'll fit into that dress. Do you fit into that dress now? How can you wear that dress now? Well, I can't. Okay, so do you think you can wear it in 3 months' time? No, I don't think so. Okay, so it needs to go to another area of the wardrobe, or it needs to be folded up, put into a suitcase or a bag, and either on sell it or get it ready for the op shop. Does it flatter? Now, the only way you're going to know if it's flattering is that you try it on, you look at it right now, and be really, really honest with yourself. And when I say honest with yourself, if you feel fabulous in it, but it's not really your color, keep it. There could be a way that this is not so much about the garment, but it's about what you're telling yourself. So keep that one. If it's making you feel, you know, a little bit, you know, you don't really know, keep it. It could be just a garment that speaks to you, but it's not quite, you're not quite in the right mind or the mood to be wearing it, but it's probably the right garment for you. I just spoke about what condition is it in. So that's, you know, any phrase, any you know, tears or yeah, absolutely, Steph. Yeah, it's you're not going to wear it generally. You can keep it 3 to 6 months, but if you haven't worn it, although that's in saying that winter, you know, winter and the seasonal clothing is different. So seasonal clothing is a much different story, but I'm just talking about your average wardrobe. So what condition is it in? If it's got a tear and the tear can be repaired, and it looks fine, then yes, wear it out again. But if not, get it uh, get to pardon me, get it to a dressmaker. You may be able to fix it. If you can't fix it but you still love it, keep the garment. What you can do is you can always use that garment as a pattern for, someone to make that style for you. I've watched, I don't know if you guys know the beautiful Trini. She's a stylist in London. She is notorious for changing styles in garments. So, if a garment, it's the fabric looks amazing, if the everything's right about it, but there's just a couple of little tweaks that she needs. She's got a lady that can do that for her. So that's what I would recommend to you too. If there's a style that's worked really, really well for you, and it's getting to the stage that it's like it's looking a bit shabby, keep it and get it replicated by someone that can sew and create a garment in the fabric of your choice. And that comes down to a whole other story about fabric, the fall of the fabric, the color of the fabric, and the prints that are on the fabric. So be very mindful of all of those things. Take note of all of those things about the garment that you are wanting to get replicated. Does it help you feel confident, sexy, and attractive? That is key to any garment in your wardrobe. If it's not making or helping you feel that way, then you need to either revisit it, try it on, let it sink in that it's doing nothing for you, or let it, hey Amanda, or then if it is still working for you, absolutely keep it right in the middle of your wardrobe and wear it to death. And it's the same thing. Get someone to create another one like it, because if you've got a winning style and something that works, then get something created, the same style pattern, but just change it up and put your mark on it. Put your your little style, this is me kind of representation to it. And is the garment reflecting where you are in your life? Now, this is something I worked on market stalls, and I did pop-up shops up at Gympie a few years ago, probably 2.5 years, 3 years ago now. And what I found was the clothes that I was wearing, it was caftans and it was harem pants, because that's what I was selling. So it was very representative of what I was selling. And I guess, being mindful of that, if you are talking with corporate women or women that are entrepreneurs and they run their own business, we need to be mindful that we're representing or reflecting how we want to be seen by that person. So it's not about fantastic hair and makeup and designer clothes. It's about presenting with thought for yourself and presenting that outward, so that the mindset around that you take care, you are going to do the same for that client. So it's a reflection of where you are and how you feel about yourself that will reflect back, so your clients will reflect that back to you. I hope that makes sense. That was a bit hard to get my head around that one, so just explaining it to you. But it is, if you're a person that doesn't wear makeup, that's fine. And we all take care of ourselves in our own individual ways. There is a lot to be said about wearing makeup as a preventative for all sorts of damage to our skin, though. So, I've always lived out in the northwest of Queensland, so pretty much desert weather. And I've found that I have always worn makeup. It's just part of my routine, and it's always given me the ability to protect my skin. So that's why I do it, and it becomes a habit and a ritual. Each day, I put my rings on in the morning. I stand in my power, my presence with my jewelry as I stand in front of the mirror. Usually got no clothes on, but I've got a little ring, a dish on my vanity, and I grab the rings and I tell myself this little mantra. I stand in my power. I am beautiful. I am an amazing woman. I tell myself this story, this mantra each day as I'm putting my jewelry on, and it's powerful. These types of positive self talks are the things that I want you ladies to begin to do to yourselves or for yourselves. Because the more we reflect, the compliments out to others, but we don't actually reflect them inward and tell ourselves. So they are important aspects of, being present with yourself and I guess acknowledging the beauty that you have within. Your beautiful heart, beautiful mind, beautiful person, beautiful individual. So beauty is not about, raving fans and beauty. It's about how we see ourselves, our kindness, our compassion, all of those things. And nature shows us how beauty is. It's joyful, it's spontaneous, it's all of those things. So it sure is, Steph, and embracing all aspects of beauty, all aspects of yourselves, acknowledging that you're not broken if you've got a belief. You just need to work through that. You're working on it. It's something that you're working on. So, guys, I'm going to give you just a little story, quick little flash now. It won't take me long, but we're just talking about beauty. And as you know, I have a daughter that's 40 who is she's got kind of like Down syndrome, kind of not. She is the reason that I work from home. I decided about 6 years ago that I would no longer work for an employer. I'd work for myself because I wanted to give her the very best opportunities. When she was younger, it was fine, but as she's been aging, she's been needing more and more care. So for me, my decision was to, yeah, so that's Miss Nat. For me to stay at home, be her primary carer with my husband. So when I'm not coping, he copes. When he's not coping, I cope. But what it's done is it's actually given me this amazing insight into broken and damaged. And when I gave birth to this beautiful, amazing human being, I was basically told, there's something wrong. She's broken. And I said, well, I don't really care. I've given birth to this individual. I want to see her because this was, I'd given birth and then they whipped her away. And basically, about 3 hours later, I went, I didn't see my daughter. I haven't connected. I haven't bonded. And yeah, so basically, I hadn't seen her and I went, what the hell? What's going on here? So this is going back almost 40 years. So, there's a lot of changes that have happened, and I believe there probably is still a lot more that can happen. But the minute she was born, it was almost like, there was something going on, and I was made felt that she was broken, that we're going to have to check her, we're going to have to do this with her, we're going to have to do that with her, we're going to do all these sorts of tests. And all through until her probably, I think, 17, there was constant, she's broken, we've got to fix her, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. you know, um, acknowledging the fact that when she was sick, they were fantastic. But in between, they were wanting to fix the things that were different, that were unique about her, the things that made her the individual that she was. And this is how I see women. You're not broken, you're just different, you're unique. The things that you don't like about yourself are the things that people love about you. We see the flaws because we're educated to see flaws. We're right or wrong. Um, Absolutely, Steph. You are the most amazing people. You see good in everybody. You are amazing. So, for me, what Natalie has taught me, my daughter has taught me, is that it's not broken. You know, when we have like good, we also have evil. When we have dark, we have light. So we have to have individuals like this to bring us back, to actually keep us connected and grounded and aware that, you know, not everything needs to be perfect. It's not about perfect, it's about being the best version of you. Oh no, Amanda. And yeah, absolutely unique. We are all unique. And when we give and share with compassion for our fellow woman and man in this earth, you know, in this planet, um, we will see a much more loving and compassionate um, thing happening in the universe. So that's all I can say. Is it's we just have to. We've been marketed to be perfect, and we have to untrain ourselves. And you know, I'm not saying that we're not going to be triggered. We're not going to be, you know, someone's going to say something. We're going to like, oh, I'm not perfect. You know, oh shit, I've got, you know, big thighs, or I've got a big butt, whatever. We're always going to go back there. But it's the awareness. The awareness can flick you really, really quickly out of, you know, having that talk with yourself, just embracing who you are. So this is the type of work that I do with women, to share my skill and expertise around clothing and dressing, embracing your body, but also having the understanding that there are going to be triggers. There are going to be times that you're going to go, I'm not good enough. I want to be perfect. Well, you know, what is perfect? And just helping you. Yeah, we all go there, Amanda. We all go to that place. The the awareness and the acknowledging that you are, you know, there, and not staying there days is beautiful, because that's the learning, that's the educating, that's the wiseness, that's the women that are turning it around and helping others. And you do that beautifully with the youth, and I do that with my styling. Steph does that with people that have abilities. She educates others around, you know, just it's not broken, it's different. And there's nothing wrong with being different. It's an amazing quality, and we as humans embrace it. So that is me today. I have shared my mood board in the group. So creating abundance with style. There is a link to my Pinterest page, which I have got a board of many colors, but it is my style preferences. And I'd love you to share yours. I've been asking you to share your mood board or your Pinterest boards there. That's your task for today. Now, going forward tomorrow, I have got a task. I'm just trying to, I know what it is. Tomorrow is all about how do we shop. Okay, this is a big one. Um, this is a big one. How do we shop when we're shopping for clothing? How do we shop? Do we, um, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. So, um, so what I've got, Do you love it or do you hate it? So I've got that on day 3, but it's actually meant to be day 4. So there's a mix up there in the board. So I'll go there and fix that. But tomorrow's shopping will be tomorrow's unit will be around clothes shopping. Love it or hate it, ladies in the chat. What? How do you feel? I thought so, Amanda. Well, you're working as well. How do you feel about shopping for clothing? The two ladies that are here at the moment. And if you join me in the replay, just pop a hashtag replay in the comments. But I'd love to know from you two ladies, do you love to shop? Are you coerced into buying something by the shop, the person that's, you know, the attendant, or do you make your own decisions? I'd love to have and hear what you have to say about that. Share it in the comments, and I will answer you a little bit later. I'm out of here now, guys. I've got some work to do, and I will catch you all a little bit later and tomorrow. Just one quick thing. I suspected that, Steph. And yep, right, Amanda. You're more the comfort and finding something that's right for you. I do have a meetup tonight at 7 o'clock. The link is in. I'll share it in this group. It's with Louise Geary. Now, Louise is doing a chat with me about female embodiment. Now, I've been doing this work with Louise for about 3 months now. It's amazing how much of a transformation I have seen in my self-talk, my perception, you know, the perfection and wanting everything controlled. You know, we as women, we're very controlling. We like to think we are, but when you open it up to the universe, much more happens for you. So yeah, just register, and I'd love to see you jump on in. It starts at 7 till 9. You don't have to stay until the last. I do have a lucky draw prize. It's a book by the amazing It's by the amazing Francesca Mori. Now, I don't know if you can see that. I can't see it properly. But it is called Follow Me. So that's the prize for tonight. Yeah. So I look forward to maybe possibly seeing you tonight. But if not, I will see you here again tomorrow. Bye for now.